Okay, so excuse me, I wanted to talk a little bit about mantis medicine, praying mantis. Oh, and when I went to go look up the images, there are some that are like I was like thinking to myself, these have to be photoshopped. Are these even real? I've never. Um, I guess I just forgot when it came to me last year, because usually mantis medicine is right around this time, and I'm connecting other dots with it now. I never realized that it has this mark inside its forearms, the ones that do the like praying position. It looks like a solar eclipse looks. It's like a white dot with black around it, and especially on the sides. But so it looks very much like a solar eclipse. And it was a male, because the females, I've seen the females are bigger and they're green. This one was a little smaller and they're more like just kind of like a really light tan beige kind of a color. And it was hanging out with us at the when we were in the backyard. Was that yesterday or the day before? No, not yesterday, because we didn't do pool yesterday. The day before. So and that's when I noticed the 666 and the Pisces and stuff on the pool. And so it was like following my son around the pool. So, and I was just keeping an eye on it because my son's a little, rambunctious, and I kept trying to like show him the praying mantis, but he's autistic or rainbow or whatever you want to call it. But so I was like, oh, just kind of keeping an eye on him, because I know, and he's a boy and he's 4. He'll be 5 this month. So I was talking to him at the time. I wasn't sure if it was a male or female, but I thought it was a male, because I'm like, I think the females are the big green ones. But it was just scuttling along the edge. Every time my son would like step over here a couple feet, it would follow him around and, just stay on the edge. And they can sure scurry like a little squirrel on a wire when they need to. But usually they look kind of like, like they wobble back and forth a couple times, like before they take their step. And that's one thing about praying mantis medicine is perfect timing. Because if there's something about when they catch their prey, they have to make sure that they get it on the first strike. So that's also like attempting things only when we know that we're going to be successful, which has its light and dark aspects. But it's smart to go forth on a path that where where your strengths and talents and gifts lie. So those solar eclipse like markings, and it being a male, and there's a solar eclipse coming up on, I believe is it the 21st or 27th? No, 27th is my twin's birthday. 21st. Which is the reverse of my son's birthday, which is the 12th. And very interesting, the connection between the Leo and Aquarius full moons and the eclipses, lunar and solar eclipses. Very interesting connection there. So my son's a Leo, my twin's a Virgo, but he has a Leo rising. So does my son, actually, and they both have the same life path number. Our names are all the same, but different versions, unbeknownst to me until I researched that. I think it was last year sometime. It's all what God is: light and love, the but with consonants in there, but the holy vowels, or vows really, because the vowels, these sacred tones, these sacred sounds are manifesting tools. And their vowels are like vows, because it's like you're taking a vow when you choose to manifest, because it needs to be from a very pure intention and the highest vibration, so you can manifest things that are righteous, because those are the things that not only benefit you, but the whole, the greater good. So masculine energy, I was getting from Mantis, because the female does eat the male, as do a lot of insects, okay, but I was getting masculine because it was a male, and that was the first time I noticed those markings, and it looked like a solar eclipse, so getting very much masculine. A lot of divine masculine energy will be flooding in on the solar eclipse, and washing away any remnants of the masculine distortion of this, like, patriarchal, like, domineering. Now, things take time to, filter through and all that, so it's not going to be like boom, okay, it's a pulse, it comes in waves. So when the pulse gets pulsed out, it's the way things travel. It looks like waves, but what it kind of is really is like a 3D spiral, if you will. This is how we travel. Like, okay, so I'm like coming directly at you, but from the side it looks like this. So it looks like waves, but what it really is it's the spiral, okay? Everything is that. This is how we travel. This is how energies travel. It's a vortex. It's the DNA. It's everything. This is the golden spiral. It's like the phi. Like if you're looking down on it, okay, that's what like a spiral staircase or whatever. This is how everything moves or travels. So, okay, I'm getting off tangent here. Okay, so Mantis. Okay, so very masculine, and Mantis. Okay, I just made that connection. You would think that would be the most obvious one. So Mantis. Okay, so the masculine energy is coming in for. I was talking about the distortion. Okay, any more remnants are going to be filtered out. Yeah, because I was talking about the pulse and how it comes in waves. So it's really just a spiral, or not just as in, diminishing its value. But another thing about praying mantis is, of course, very connected to source. Okay, the solar connection, very connected to God, source, creator, holiness, the praying hands. Okay, so very much like this meditative state that we need to get into in order to connect with higher self and source, which is source. That is your source. That's your most direct link to source, is the thing in which you're anchored, which is your higher self that's anchored in the ether. Okay, and we like come down here and come into physical form. So the divine timing is very important as well, because if it didn't surrender to divine timing, it would starve to death and it wouldn't catch any prey. So being very patient, very diligent with monitoring those virtues. Okay, so patience is the number one virtue with praying mantis medicine. So I think it's very important to meditate. Get in that stillness and silence, and to connect with your twin, to get the solutions to whatever, to get the strength and patience and fortitude to just get through the day because your son's being disobedient, whatever it is. and I had a synchronicity with the video I was watching, and he said the time was 3:13 when he started to record. So I looked up Gematria 313, and they had, it wasn't too long of a one, they just maybe had half a dozen, and one of them was stillness and silence and just quiet and peace. So, and that was the same day that I got, that I had the little interaction with the praying mantis. So that was confirmation that that was also a very important element, or maybe the most important. So I revisited Mantis, and that's really, so I feel like there's an element of the masculine really doing this deep meditative work and really going deep, really connecting deep into the earth. Really getting rooted in some healthy, fertile soil, really expanding and fruiting and blossoming, and connecting with their twin flame, connecting with source, connecting with higher self. So there's gonna be some really deep connections and dot connecting, lots of connections, rewiring. So this deep meditative energy coming in for the masculine, peaking, I believe, at the solar eclipse. And very interesting on 8/8. My twin was born in 88. The moon goes into Pisces. So on 8/8, it goes into Pisces. His moon is in Pisces, and he was born in 88. So there's a lot of lot of really powerful but good, but also cleansing energies coming in. So if you haven't cleared out blocks and clutter in your body, your physical environment, spiritually speaking, all that, it's time to do so. So. Because it could be a lot more painful when these energies come in if you haven't done some prep work, you know. Just like when you go get surgery, you have to like stop eating at midnight. Even if you want to eat, it's going to be in your best interest to do the prep work you need to do, because you're going to regret it later if you don't. So, all right, I'll leave you guys with that, and more to come later. So much has been coming in, so I'm going to try to break it up so it's digestible for everyone. Okay, love you guys. Peace and blessings.